All right. My clock says 5 o'clock, so let's get into it. Welcome everybody in this breakout room. We're here to chat to Juliëtte and Maud, our new Sea Rangers. And maybe it's good to let you know that you have a chat function. So if you have questions for Maud and Juliëtte, please let me know over there, and then I will try and get to those. Yeah, Maud, I must say, and Juliëtte. Congratulations to you both on, of course, being selected as Sea Ranger. Juliëtte, I'll start with you. Why did you sign up for the bootcamp in the first place? What was your motivation?
Yeah, so after the COVID outbreak of March, I decided to go home after traveling for 1.5 years. I was really grateful to be able to move back with my parents, and I found a job for the summer in hospitality. It just didn't suit me anymore, so I decided to look for something a little bit more meaningful to me and something with a little bit more adventure. And so when I saw the Sea Ranger Bootcamp, I decided to sign up and try it out.
So the adventure was calling.
Yes, it was.
It was calling you. Okay. Maud, can you tell us a little bit about those first like 24 hours of the bootcamp? How did that go?
Yes, of course. Yes. So I was quite nervous, to be honest. I did not really know what to expect. And I think the only thing we knew is that we had to be in Arnhem at 12 o'clock. And Arnhem is quite a small village in Zeeland. And it took me like 2.5 hours to go to the place. And I went with the train. And during the trip, I was getting more and more nervous. But just before I arrived, I met some people that I already saw during the physical selection day. And it was really nice to see them again and to talk a little bit about our expectations of that week. So things were getting better. And when we arrived on the campsite, the group was divided into 4 teams. And each team got its own bootcamp instructor. And for me, that was a very safe environment. So from that moment on, I was totally calmed down and ready for the challenge.
Okay, good. And Juliëtte, how was this for you? What were your experiences those first 24 hours?
Yeah, so I just remember standing there with the other 29 participants of the bootcamp. We're all in the same uniform, but standing in the pouring rain. And the first activity was to set up a camp outside of the base camp we just arrived in, with hammocks and like these waterproof sheets. In the forest, we had to set that camp. And I just think most people were thinking like, nah, they're never gonna make us sleep here. Like, it's so cold. We're all overwhelmed by all these new people and experiences already. But yeah, they obviously made us sleep in the forest. And actually, it was really nice when everyone was tucked in and we're all kind of comfortable checking in on each other. We decided to sing a little lullaby. And that feeling was just, yeah, it was something else. I felt really safe, and that surrounded by all these strangers in the forest, in the rain, being a little cold. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, that sounds like a unique experience, definitely.
It would.
Maud, what was the biggest challenge for you during the bootcamp?
Yeah, good question. For me, I think it was to keep an eye on my learning goals. I think it was the second day when we had this individual meeting with our bootcamp instructor. And during that meeting, you had to select 2 qualities, but also 2 things you want to learn on during the bootcamp. And for me, one of those things was to let go of the control. For the people who don't know me yet, I'm a bit of a control freak. And I really wanted to learn to don't feel stress anymore and to just step out of the game and have trust in my team. But sometimes when you're tired and when you're cold and feeling a little bit stressed, it's very difficult to think before you act. And therefore, yeah, this was my biggest challenge.
All right. And did you manage to let go a bit of the control?
Yes, yes. Well, you have to talk to the others, but I think, yeah, I learned a lot, so that's great.
Yeah. Juliëtte, I can imagine that it feels like there's a strong sense of competition during the bootcamp. And how do you keep focused in that situation?
Yeah, so I'm quite a competitive person. So I love a competition. That's also one of the things that motivated me. Like I was like, oh, boot camp. Like there's only 8 people that will be selected. So I thought it would be a really cool challenge. And obviously that is the fact. There's only 8 people that will become a Sea Ranger. But I think to like you said before in the other interview, self-development is really important. So that was keeping me focused, just to focus on myself and to develop myself. So then the self-development became the competition, kind of. That makes sense.
Yeah, like a competition with yourself, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So veterans trained you, Maud, during the boot camp, and I imagine there's a lot of structure and discipline that comes with that. Can you tell us something also about maybe the guidance that they offered?
Yes, of course. For me, there were 2 things that were really important during this bootcamp, that really helped me with the bootcamp. First of all, my bootcamp instructor, his name was Jack. He was a very, he always brought a lot of energy. So I think every day we had a meeting, sometimes individual or sometimes in a group. Always when he smiling again. So that was, it's giving us motivation to go to all these challenges. And besides that, you can really feel that all the bootcamp have worked a lot with different kinds of, and they have these great insights, and they can like read you after 2 hours or so. So they can tell you things about your personality that you never heard before. So that's what helped me a lot during this bootcamp.
That you never heard before, but were true, or?
Yeah, they were true. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's maybe a good time to get to some questions of our visitors here in the breakout room. One of them is, what aspects of the Sea Ranger's role are you most looking forward to, Juliëtte?
Sorry, what was that?
What aspects of the Sea Ranger role are you most looking forward to?
Ooh, I think the idea of living with my team on board 2 weeks in a row, and I think just getting really close to those people, getting to know them, see how I become in a team like that, and learning that part of myself.
Okay. Did you have any prior sailing experience? I think maybe Maud.
Yeah.
Did you? You did?
Yes, I had. I think it's 2 years ago when I joined the Race of the Classics. Sorry. And that's the biggest student sailing competition in Europe, and it's kind of the same. I think the Fantastico also joined this race, and you're on a boat for a week with I think 24 other students, and yeah, it's the research part.
Okay. would you guys recommend the bootcamp to others? Juliëtte, would you recommend the bootcamp to somebody else?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, even if you were not interested in becoming a Sea Ranger, it's a great way to get to know yourself in a different way and to see what you're capable of. You push your limits and you learn lots. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah. All right. And let me check the questions. Yeah, somebody's asking if you, now that you have been selected as Sea Ranger, if you really see a new future because of this for yourself. Maud.
Yes, I do. Last April, I graduated. I did a master in nutrition and health, and this is totally something else. And during that time, I would never ever imagine having this job. Yeah, for me it is.
And for you, Juliëtte?
So I was traveling before, like I said, and like I really was looking for more adventure while I'm here in the Netherlands. But I would really want to continue traveling, and I hope to do this Sea Ranger adventure also to learn more about sailing and maybe travel the world by a boat. Hey. So yeah, it's a different future, but I would still want to continue traveling.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, once we can.
Yeah. Let me see. Go through the questions. Oh yeah, this is a good one. What experience or activity did you enjoy most during the bootcamp? Juliëtte, maybe you want to share.
Ooh. Yeah, so that's a good question. I think the one I enjoyed most was walking with a 10 liters filled canoe. So there was 10 liters of water in the canoe, and we had to walk with it for 2.5 hours through like the forest and little hills, and it wasn't allowed to touch the ground. The coaches thought we wouldn't make it, and we did actually. It was just the teamwork, the team building. It was really fun to see how much more we're capable of than we would have thought, and even the coaches would have thought. Yeah. So that was a good one.
Very nice. We only have like a couple of minutes left, so let's see, what question did we not come to yet? Yeah, maybe to sum it up or to end, can you guys give any tips for other people that want to join the bootcamp? Like, how can you best prepare, maybe, or, you know? Who wants to go first? Maud.
Yeah, first of all, get fit. There's a format on the website, and there's a schedule which you can follow to build your condition and stuff. And next to that, it's a good thing to be open for feedback. So you learn a lot, and also about the bad things about yourself. So you have to be open to that and willing to work.
Yeah. Juliëtte, do you have any more tips?
Well, I think something that you could expect during the bootcamp will be to really find yourself, maybe see the side you didn't know yet, and maybe in your day-to-day life you would maybe put aside or not look at it or like hide it because it's not really pretty and it's a lot of work to work on it. So I think it's really cool that you can expect to find the safe environment to have a look at the ugly sides of yourself and work on them.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. We're unfortunately out of time, but for everybody who wants to keep talking to Maud and Juliëtte, go to the expo at the end of the event. Maud and Juliëtte will be there, and you can ask all your questions to them, and they will be happy to chat with you there. Thank you all for joining us here. And let's all go back to the stage area now, because that's where the event will continue.